Yeah, Jbird had brought up this scenario with a friend of his, talking about the protective dad. There's this girl that was dating this boy, and the boy came to pick her up, and he's wearing a shirt that had an F-bomb written on it.
So she's 16 and she works with this guy, and this is kind of like her first round of dating. So the kid, this guy picks her up. I think he's like a year or two older, like 17 and a half. She's 16.
Yeah.
And he's got a shirt on that says F the world. That's what he wears to pick up the girl. So my buddy, who's the dad of the child, the 16-year-old girl, he's like, no. I don't like this. He told the daughter in the moment, you're not going out with him. And he told the kid he had to get out of the house.
I don't blame him.
Did he go too far? He thought after, because he got to kind of, didn't yell at him. He's like, no, you're not taking my daughter out. You got to learn some respect. You don't wear an F-bomb shirt into a house where you're picking a girl up for a date. So he kicked him out, said to his daughter, you're not going on the date. But his wife said he overreacted.
I think that is a perfectly appropriate way to handle it. That's disrespectful.
I think it's way disrespectful.
How do you walk into somebody's house and you know you're going to meet this girl's parents for the first time?
Right.
F the world.
F the world? Oh, no. F you. There's the door.
Okay, Caitlin's 16. The same thing happens. Do you say something to this guy? Do you even get involved if this guy comes to the door and picks up Caitlin?
I probably wouldn't say anything to him because it's not going to make a dent, and it's not my responsibility. That's up to his parents. But, yeah, with my daughter, I'm going to definitely say something to her about it.
Do you still let her go out that day with him?
I would rather she not. But, I mean, here's what happens with that is that sometimes, I'm concerned with those things because then they just wind up trying to do it then behind your back.
I love him so much more now, Daddy.
Right.
That's why he's freaking
because you
out.
hate him, I must have him.
It would be a conversation that I would have, and it would be something I'd probably talk to my wife first because I think it's important to get on the same page with her. So I try to always be going, "Hey, are you feeling this like the way I am?"
You walk in the bedroom and your wife's wearing an F the world T-shirt. You're like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, right.
This ain't gonna go well.
Yeah, this is falling on deaf ears here. So yeah, I'd probably go right to my wife first. I would get her involved, and then, united front, we'll decide what we're going to do.
That's got to be so tough to if you have kids and then see them go out with somebody, you're like, oh, gosh, he's wearing an F the world shirt. I can't take this. That's got to be so annoying for parents.
Yeah, I wouldn't be happy, but we'd have, it's a nice teachable moment. It kind of like you got to look for those things that open the door to have a conversation with your kids to say, look, here's why that's poor form and says a lot about that person.
Well, you're right, though. She's all mad because she's embarrassed because he basically shut the date down in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And she's 16.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, that'd be your first reaction without any kind of filter. Yeah, you would want to go right away. Get out of here. You're not taking her. And then you tell her, get in your room. Don't even think, but then.
That's exactly what happened.
You really have to talk to her and then sit her down and say, look, don't you want better for you?
Right.
Don't you want someone who's going to take this serious and be respectful? If he's respectful to the parents, that means he's going to be respectful to your daughter. And if he's not respectful to the parents, then who knows how he's going to treat her? Don't we want better for our daughters?
Or do we sound like dinosaurs? Is the world changing and you have the right to express yourself?
No, I think respect should never change. It should never go out of style.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a classy move to walk in and be respectful to the parents. Wearing that shirt just shows me he does not care.
Somebody said, what if it is a Jbird Go F Yourself shirt?
Well, that's different.
Then you buy that kid a drink. Just kidding. Joke.
That's 17-year-old a drink.
You buy him a rum drink.
Just kidding.
Mm-hmm. Somebody said if the boy wanted to switch shirts with the dad, then I would let my daughter go out with him. First impressions are important. The kid obviously knows what kind of shirt he is wearing. Ask him why and have him switch.
What a punky shirt, too. F the world.
Yeah, I don't like this kid.
I don't like it either.
I'm telling you right now, he's going to be trouble.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, and too, girls love the bad boy.
Well, somehow you got to get her on the same page as you that we need to only accept great guys that are going to treat you great, treat your parents great. Like, you're better than that.
When you were younger, did you have that run, that streak of trying to go after the bad boys?
Absolutely. Because I did not have strong parental influence. My parents were getting divorced. They were going through their own drama, and really nobody kept an eye on me. And so I totally thought the bad boy was so attractive. But now with Magnolia, I am instilling in her about quality guys. Quality, respectful guys.
Does that matter though? I mean, there's some. You're gonna have people that say, "No, I was very hands-on with my kid, and they were attracted to a bad boy, and it drove me crazy."
You totally probably have that, but I'll tell you, Mags, this past weekend, we had a big party. You were there, Jbird. There was a bunch of kids there. There was kids we knew. There was kids we didn't know. And so the next day, yesterday, Sunday, she was talking to me because we were talking about some of the kids that were there and some of the kids' behavior. And she was specifically breaking it down for me. Okay, well, this kid was awesome and cool because they're just fun and they just want to have a good time. This kid was just like grumpy and just moody and just being weird and not going with the flow of the group and not wanting to have a good time and kind of being like a little like emo. And Mags was like, I don't want to hang out with that kind of kid anymore. I want to hang out with positive, uplifting, fun kids.
That's good, yeah.
That like to play games and have a good time.
Yeah.
And not be all emo. And I was so proud of her for saying that.
Yeah, that's it. You can just kind of like point them in the right direction. But yeah, when it comes to friends a little bit later on, I know my mom was all about like, she'd have like a list. Like, you're not hanging out with him, and him. And those were my best friends.
My mom was the same way.
I would come home. My mom would try to set up play dates. She would get the kids that she thought were right for me. And I would come home and like that kid would be in my bedroom. Like, what are you doing here? Like, hey, your mom invited me over. And it was like the big math nerd. And I'm like, it's just like.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
So what would you do? Would you have to like entertain math nerd?
Yeah, for a little while. I was just like, what? I'm like, no, we don't click. We don't connect.
This guy doesn't drink beer.
It was real. It could have been about anything. My mom's like, no, you're not hanging out with him. I heard that his father drank a beer last year. I'm like, Mom, it was last year. I don't care. You're not going.